She doesn't even belong here. It's humiliating. Amanda's voice sliced through the soft hum of conversation, halting everything. The laughter, the clinking of glasses, gone in an instant. My heart clenched. Across the room, my 8-year-old daughter, Lily, froze mid-turn of her cherished music box. Her small fingers hovered above the brass key, her eyes locked on the floor. The warmth of the living room evaporated, replaced by a suffocating stillness. I'm Emma, and I never imagined hearing words like that about my child, especially not from Amanda, my brother's new wife. Lily was diagnosed with autism at 4. She may experience the world through a different lens, but her heart? It's the most radiant thing I know. What did you just say? I asked, trying to steady the tremble in my voice. Amanda, draped elegantly on the edge of our parents' ornate sofa, like she was posing for a catalog shoot, sighed and rolled her eyes. Oh, come on, Emma. Someone had to say it. She just sits there, fiddling with that music box, barely saying a word. It's a party, not a therapy session. The air turned brittle. Conversations died mid-sentence. My brother, Michael, shifted in his seat, eyes glued to the floor. The silence from him hit harder than Amanda's cruelty. We'd grown up side by side in this house. We were a team. Now he wouldn't even defend his niece. She's family, my mom offered gently, though the conviction in her voice faltered. Conflict had never been her strength, especially not since Amanda entered our lives 6 months ago, all stilettos and sarcasm. I glanced at Lily. She still held the music box close, a delicate antique our grandmother had given her before passing. It was more than a keepsake, it was her anchor. Gran had been the one person who fully embraced Lily, who never saw her as broken, just beautifully unique. We're leaving, I said, rising. It's clear we're not welcome. I reached for Lily's hand, but she didn't budge. Instead, she did something none of us expected. She opened the music box. The soft, familiar melody filled the room, Over the Rainbow, Gran's favorite. But then Lily's voice rose gently to meet the notes, singing each line with haunting clarity. Her voice, usually barely above a whisper, carried through the stunned silence, every note tender, perfect. Amanda's smugness cracked. My mom's eyes glistened. Michael looked up at last, his expression stunned, equal parts guilt and awe. When the final note faded, Lily spoke, her voice quiet but certain. Braun taught me. She said music speaks when words can't. She also gave me keys. She reached inside the music box and pulled out a stack of sealed, time-worn letters. Amanda's voice snapped. What is that supposed to be? Letters, Lily said, holding them with care. From Gran, one for each of us. She said to give them out when the time was right. I think this is the time. One by one, Lily handed them out, first to my parents, then Michael, then me. She stopped in front of Amanda and looked up. There isn't one for you, she said plainly. Gran told me family is about who stays, not who marries in. Amanda flushed, caught between anger and disbelief. Michael opened his letter with shaky hands, his eyes scanning the page. Tears slid down his cheeks. She knew, he whispered. Gran knew we'd start to fall apart after she was gone. That some people would try to rewrite what family means. He looked at Amanda with fresh eyes, really looked at her, and said nothing. Across the room, my parents read their letter together, their hands clasped tight, their faces softened by sorrow and something deeper, recognition. I opened mine, the scent of Gran's perfume rising from the paper, her handwriting looping with familiar grace. My dearest Emma, by now things have changed. But family, real family, isn't about appearances or perfection. It's about love, loyalty, and seeing each other fully. Lily doesn't just see the world differently, she sees it more clearly. She sees hearts, not faces, intentions, not appearances. Trust her. I always did. There's one more thing in the music box. Something to remind everyone what really matters. Let her share it when she's ready. With all my love, Gran. I looked up just in time to see Lily reaching back into the music box. Her fingers closed around something hidden beneath the velvet lining, something she kept safe until now. Amanda stood abruptly, her voice brittle. You're letting a child manipulate you. She doesn't even function normally. But nobody responded. No one even looked at her. Every gaze was on Lily, standing tall in the middle of the room, her music box open, her courage unfolding with it. And in that still, sacred moment, we all understood. This was not the end of anything. It was the beginning. Lily pulled out a small, worn leather journal from a hidden compartment in the music box. The room remained silent as she opened it carefully, revealing pages filled with Gron's handwriting and something else. Photographs. Gron kept a diary, Lily said softly, her voice clear and steady. She wrote about everyone, about what she saw. She turned the pages gently, showing candid photos of our family through the years. Happy moments, difficult times, all captured through Gron's observant eyes. Then she stopped at a particular page. This is from 6 months ago, before Gron died. She held up a photo that made Amanda's face turn ghostly white. It showed Amanda at a cafe with another man, their hands intertwined across the table, taken just weeks before she married Michael. That's not what it looks like, Amanda stammered, but Lily wasn't finished. Gron wrote about that day, she continued, her finger tracing the words on the page. She saw you with him 3 more times. She wrote that she was worried about Michael, about what you might do to our family. Michael stood up slowly, his face a mixture of hurt and anger. Amanda? What is this? It's nothing. Amanda snapped, but her voice trembled. That old woman was crazy, following me around with a camera like some stalker. Gron wasn't crazy, Lily said firmly. She was protecting us, like she always did. She turned another page, revealing more photos, more entries. She wrote about how you made fun of me when you thought no one was listening. How you told Michael that keeping me in the family would ruin his image. My heart ached hearing this, but I couldn't take my eyes off my daughter. This little girl, who some people thought couldn't understand the world around her, had been carrying these truths, waiting for the right moment to protect our family. She also wrote about your plan, Lily continued, her voice growing stronger. About how you wanted to convince Michael to sell the family house after Gron died. She heard you on the phone with someone, talking about how much money you could make from the property. My parents gasped. The family home had been in our family for generations. The thought of selling it was unthinkable. That's enough, Amanda shouted, lunging for the diary, but Michael caught her arm, his face hard with realization. No, he said quietly, let her finish. Lily turned to the last page, where a final photo was carefully attached. It showed Amanda leaving a lawyer's office, dated just last week. Gron's friend Mrs. Peterson works there, Lily explained. She saw Amanda asking about how to transfer the house deed after marriage. The room erupted in chaos. Amanda was shouting denials, my parents were demanding explanations, but Michael just stood there, staring at the evidence of his wife's betrayal spread out before him. Why didn't you show us this sooner? He asked Lily quietly. My daughter looked at him with those wise eyes that saw so much more than people realized. Gron said timing matters. She said sometimes people need to show who they really are before the truth can help. I moved to stand behind Lily, placing my hands protectively on her shoulders. But she didn't need my protection anymore. She had grown stronger than any of us had realized. You don't understand what you're doing, Amanda hissed, grabbing her designer purse. You're ruining everything. No, Michael said, his voice firm. You did that yourself. He turned to Lily, kneeling down to her level. Thank you, sweetheart, for watching over us, just like Gron asked you to. Amanda stormed out, the door slamming behind her. The sound echoed through the house, marking the end of her presence in our family. My parents embraced Lily, their eyes filled with tears of gratitude and regret. We're so sorry, Mom whispered, for not seeing everything sooner, for not standing up for you stronger. But Lily just smiled, that beautiful, pure smile that lit up her whole face. Gron said family sometimes loses its way, she said, but love always brings them back home. She closed the music box gently, the familiar melody playing one last time. But there was still one more secret hidden inside, one final gift from Gron that would heal our family completely. The last part of the music box had a small folded paper and a tiny key. Lily carefully unfolded the paper and smoothed it out with her hands. It's Gron's real will, she said quietly. Michael leaned in, confused. But we already read the will months ago. Mom nodded. The lawyer handled it all after Gron passed. That wasn't Gron's real lawyer, Lily explained. Gron wrote that Amanda made her use someone else. But Gron kept the real will safe. She held up the key. This opens her safety deposit box at the old bank downtown. I remembered that bank. Gron had always used it, even when newer ones opened. Now I knew why. She was protecting our family, even after she was gone. The next morning, we all went to the bank. When the box opened, we found another letter from Gran and some legal papers that changed everything. The house, Mom said, her eyes wide. She read from the papers. Gran said it can never be sold. It belongs to a family trust, for Lily. Tears filled my eyes as I read Gran's letter. She had watched Lily grow, seen how special she was, and knew Lily was the right one to take care of our family's home and memories. Lily sees the truth where others only see differences, Gran wrote. She'll protect our home and keep our family together, just like she protected this will until the right time. Michael, who had started the process to divorce Amanda that morning, knelt beside Lily. You saved our home. You saved all of us. Lily smiled, a calm, knowing smile that reminded me so much of Gran. Gran said home isn't just a place, she said. It's where family remembers who they really are. In the months that followed, our family grew close again. The house became warm and full of laughter. Michael spent more time with Lily, and he began to see the world through her eyes. One evening, as we sat on the porch swing Gran had loved, Lily opened her music box again. As the melody played, she showed me a photo she had kept hidden until now. It was of Gran holding baby Lily, looking at her with love and pride. On the back, Gran had written, "Some see her difference as a problem. I see it as her superpower. She'll show everyone that love is louder than words, and truth is brighter than how things look." Gran knew you needed time to believe in yourself, I told Lily, hugging her close. She knew you'd show the world your strength, your way. She said being different isn't wrong, Lily replied, her voice strong. It's just a better way of seeing things. When the real will was shown, Amanda's claims to the house and family estate were thrown out. She left quickly, and we didn't see her again. Michael was free to heal, and our family was stronger without her. Now the music box sits on the fireplace mantel. Lily plays it every evening. Its soft tune reminds us of love, courage, and how one quiet girl saved us all. Gran's love lives on, not just in the house, but in Lily. She showed us that family isn't about being perfect. It's about love, kindness, and standing up for what's right. And Lily, she keeps amazing us. We no longer hide her autism or feel ashamed of it. We celebrate it, because Gran was right. Lily's way of seeing the world makes our lives richer, stronger, and more beautiful than we ever imagined.